What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today we're going to take a look and a listen to Miss Chambers. She's going to be talking about this retirement crisis. Now, she is a UAW member, and I haven't watched the video yet, so I'm watching it for the very first time. But I do know some of the people in this hearing that are speaking. They're going to be talking about the struggles that they're having when it comes to thinking about retirement and pensions versus 401k retirement plans. So that's what we're going to be focused on in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification, clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter and Threads, you can at the TEC Show Live. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right over to this video. Now, I haven't, like I said, I haven't watched it, but I do want to hear what she has to say. And I just heard the introduction. So Senator Bernie Sanders introduced her, and then I stopped at that point. So we'll go ahead and take a look. Here we go.
Ms. Chambers, thanks very much for being with us.
Thank you, and good morning. As Senator Sanders said, my name's Sarah Chambers. I'm a proud fourth-generation auto worker. I followed in my great-grandfather's, my grandparents', and my mother's footsteps. I build cars for a living, and I'm proud of the work that I've done. But the difference between my generation and past generations is they had a pension. I do not. I don't have health care when I retire, and I do not have retirement security. I've been an auto worker for 17 years. 6 of those years I worked at Ford as a full-time temporary employee until 2012. That was a big moment for me, because for generations, getting a job at Ford meant stability and security. It meant being able to plan for yourself and your children. It meant being able to buy a house and see a future for yourself. But for those of us that hired in after the financial crisis, that has not been our truth. Instead, we have been fighting to get back the American dream and try to turn these jobs back into careers, just like they were when my parents and grandparents who built this country and the American auto industry. 2 of my grandparents who retired from the Big Three had very different paths. My grandfather gave 3 decades to Ford Motor Company, and in return, he got to retire at age 55 with the pension and health care. He was afforded the dignity to have a life after Ford Motor Company. He was able to have a life with his kids, his grandchildren, and his great-grandchildren, be a part of his community, and not just work until he died. My grandmother, she had a different path. She was hit with Lou Gehrig's disease. She had to retire early for her illness. But she didn't have to choose between doctors, rent, or food. She knew she had health care and a pension to rely on as she retired and struggled through her health. For me, in sickness or in health, I don't know what my future holds. It causes fear and anxiety in the working people that don't know how long they're going to be able to last at a job. It makes people say, maybe I won't buy that house, maybe I won't put down roots in this community, or maybe I won't stay at this company. I didn't become a 4th-generation auto worker because I love building cars. I didn't become a 4th-generation auto worker because I love the low starting pay or the lack of retirement security that we now know. I come from a family of auto workers because for years it was a career, one that you would put work in and get something out of it. In a lot of ways, for generations, Ford was the American dream. It meant if I pitched in, if I worked hard, I'd be able to have a life after Ford Motor Company. But without a pension, without health care, we have people leaving these companies after 30 years with nothing more than a have a nice day, and I hope the stock market doesn't crash. That is unacceptable for America. As you know, the UAW won major victories in our 6-week strike. I am proud of the accomplishments that we've made after 15 years of falling behind after the financial crisis. But we still fell short of what generations of auto workers had. We still fell short of what the American dream should be. The companies were adamant that they couldn't afford to add to our pension liability. They said that Wall Street would look down on them and that giving back our pensions could affect their stock prices and possibly lead to lower credit ratings. Nowadays, a stock price is more important than 150,000 auto workers. That's a shame. Our next big 3 contracts expire in 2028, and we are ready to fight like hell for retirement security, for pensions, and health care when I retire. There's an old saying, we'll strike if provoked. Well, I think that Wall Street calling the shots and telling the big 3 that auto workers can't have retirement security, that's what I call being provoked. There's another old saying, which side are you on? So I want to close by asking you, our U.S. senators who represent us, which side are you on? The American workers who elect you, or corporate greed in Wall Street, who say a dignified retirement is too much for the American people to ask for? Thank you for your time.
Okay. It's actually pretty powerful, what she was saying. And that last part there, she's talking about which side are you on, talking to these lawmakers. And unfortunately, some of these lawmakers would say, we're on the side of corporations. And that's what's unfortunate, because we have a representative democracy. We, the American people, vote for these politicians to represent us. But some of these politicians, they don't represent us. They do represent corporations. And that's why they will talk about not wanting to provide a pension for hardworking people, because they know corporations don't want to go with pensions because pensions cost them more money. And it's sad. And you saw her talking about just the history and talking about her family, how her family was able to get a pension. And it was really beneficial to their lives. When they retired, they were able to retire with dignity. They were able to retire comfortably. But she is not going to have that same benefit, because she's not going to be getting a pension unless things change in 2028. Hopefully they can make that agreement with the auto industry. But we have moved away from something that helps the American people to something that's now helping corporations make record profits. And they are making record profits. And so there are some lawmakers out there right now that are for corporations. And there's some lawmakers that still want to fight for the American people. And I say this all the time when it comes to voting for people, and we're looking at Democrats, Republicans, and we go back and forth. And I mean, there's, Democrats want one thing, Republicans want another thing. And it's so chaotic. And it's gotten much worse over the last 10 years. It's gotten really bad, to where now you don't even see politicians working together at all. Very rarely do you see them working together when it's a Democrat and a Republican. And who gets hurt out of that? People like her. People like us, the American people. We're the ones that are getting hurt out of this whole situation. And so I've also said this time and time again: know who you're voting for. Know how they feel about certain things, because this could be you. You could be in this situation. You might be receiving a pension right now, and your company wants to go a different way. Now, most companies right now, they're not even offering pensions, but I'm just saying, if you are working for a company that's offering a pension, or if you're working for a government agency that's offering a pension, those pensions change over time. And I could tell you, I got a good pension because I was hired on 5 years before the people that came in after me. And so I was on a good plan. And then they came in, and then the plan changed. And it went from you can retire at 50 to now you can't retire until you're 55. And I think now they've moved it up to even 57. And so they change pension plans as well. And so if you get in early, yes, you'll probably get a better plan. And then you get in later, and they start making changes and all that stuff. But even still, being able to retire at 57 and get a pension and get it for the rest of your life, that's good. That's a luxury. Not a lot of people have that. And it does improve your life in retirement. And so I want to know what you guys think about that. And let me know, are you receiving a pension right now? Let me know in the comments below. Are you receiving just Social Security? Let me know that in the comments below. Or do you not have any retirement at all? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.